afternoon, everyone. I also want to just start off by thanking the Building Transformation team for inviting me here to this event. As one of the Smart City Think Tank members, the team volunteered me to be the first city speaker. But I'm actually very excited to have the opportunity to share some of Vaughan's Smart City projects with you all today. So a little bit about the city of Vaughan, for those who are not familiar with us. I think if I have to summarize it in one short sentence, we are really a city in transition from a suburban to an urban community. In this slide, you'll see that Vaughan is one of Canada's fastest growing city, and we are also an economic powerhouse. We do have some major city building projects that are on the go. Vaughan is home to Canada's first smart hospital with fully integrated paperless system and medical devices that can already speak to one another. We're also building a vibrant downtown called the VMC, which is going to be an innovation and cultural hub right in our city. We're also the first city outside the city of Toronto to have access to the TTC subway system. And then also the North Maple Regional Park is in development right now, and it is going to be our most ambitious park plan in Vaughan with 900 acres. So with all this growth, Vaughan has placed Smart City as a strategic priority, and to really help us think of ways to do things a little bit differently to manage all these growth and pressure. To kind of give the groups in some insights, Smart City projects aren't new at the City of Vaughan. We do have many award-winning projects. I won't go over each one and all the projects that we do have in Vaughan, but it ranges from projects from using artificial intelligence in winter maintenance to having smart streetlights, really looking at how do we best leverage our resources and infrastructure for cost savings and operation efficiencies. In Vaughan, during the last term of council, we did form a Smart City Task Force, which is made of residents and also industry experts to help guide the priorities in Vaughan. I think as a lot of people know, smart city projects can tend to pull us into a lot of different directions. So we leverage the task force to help us identify priority projects for us to explore for this term of council. You see the list on the screen here. It ranges from launching a mobile app or platform to looking at attracting a new incubator space to help with smart city technology development, to looking at opportunities to advance 3D mapping and the foundations of digital twin projects. Today, I do want to share with you one project as a showcase to the community. Really want to share with you the journey of how Vaughan launched our first city-led testbed to start demonstrate transportation innovation. This project started with one engineer and one economic developer, really just two staff from two different departments that typically do not work together. We put our heads together with limited to no budget. We saw a challenge and an opportunity, and we put forward a proposal for a new living lab. And we made some traction to date, including receiving provincial funding of $2.5 million. And now we have 4 staff to help carry out the project, and additionally working with the city of Markham. And to put it into perspective as well too, this was all done within 1 year between the 2 staff members. So what is the Transportation Innovation Program? It is looking to leverage the city as a test bed, right, to showcase smart mobility innovation. It was a project that came together between transportation planning engineer and myself, who is in economic development department. We spent a lot of time in program design, in understanding the city risk profile, what our priorities are, and we put together a project scope and put forward a report to council for approval to ask for really 3 things. One, can we use the public space and infrastructure as a test site. Number two, we need approval from council to enter into agreements with the different innovators and also different stakeholder partners. And three, look at, if we're looking to test out transportation innovation, there may be some bylaws or adjustments that we may need to do in order to accommodate the testing. And the funding source now is that we were very fortunate to receive funding from the OVEN network, which is launching the phase 1 of our project, which is called the OVEN Demonstration Zone. The Transportation Innovation Program, how we frame it is a process for us to allow innovators to come into the city to showcase their innovation. The guiding principle is that it is a transparent, streamlined, and fair process for us to work with private sector companies or innovators. It is not a procurement process, so we made that very clear up front, meaning that companies that are coming in to demonstrate will not have a positive or negative impact on future procurement opportunities. We did look at how it aligns to City of Vaughan strategically from the economic development side, really looking at fostering research and development and growing this local economic activity by having this as a program and asset for companies to come in to test at the City of Vaughan. And from our transportation planning folks, their interest is that they want to start moving along with some mobility related projects and to look for ways to understand these emerging technologies that are coming down the pipeline. So this is a chart just to explain the challenge and opportunity that we develop. You see on the left side, we understand from economic development side is that the startups and the small medium enterprises, they're always looking for ways to work with the city. I'm sure a lot of the city folks on this call do receive regular emails or contact from the private sector saying that they want to do a pilot with the city, they want to showcase the innovation, and we didn't have a way to do it, right? And on the other side of this slide, in the City of Vaughan perspective, we really wanted to start learning all about these emerging technologies, right? And really there's two reasons. One, we want to prepare for it. So do we need to, once we test it, then we know, what our thoughts on it, and if we need to create new bylaws for it, or do we want to go ahead and fully adopt this innovation? A lot of departments that I talk to internally, they want to do a test case because they don't want to go through a whole procurement cycle on something that they're not sure if it's proven technology yet. So this program is kind of the middle part between the companies and also the city, where we develop a framework and process to allow for these companies to come in to do some testing with us. So these are some examples of innovations that we're anticipating in this program based on our transportation priorities. It could include, pavement, anything to help with the goods and people movement. It could include autonomous vehicle and robots. It could include smart signaling, street lights, really leaving it up to the innovators to come in to say, we're opening up our city infrastructure. Is that what are you interested in testing? And what we do is do a matchmaking process to see how we can do these demonstration projects as well. We did launch the program in late December with our first challenge in Vaughan, which is looking at a cycle lane innovation. How can we look at, and we put a call out to say, how can we get innovations to come in to help with winter maintenance and also spring cleaning on cycle lanes. In particular in Vaughan, we've dedicated a particular testing area for this challenge. And we also have a separate stream, which is more of an open call stream that allows all sorts of innovations to come in and pitch to the City of Vaughan. This is a slide that I like to share because it really showcases that it did not take a lot of resources from City of Vaughan to launch a program like this. As I mentioned earlier, it was one engineer and one econ developer who came in and really wanted to champion this project and bring something forward. We see the value proposition from both sides, from the regulatory side on the transportation planning, and also from an economic development and impact perspective as well too. We spent quite a bit of time doing program design, and this is where we did jurisdictional scan. We looked at consultations with various internal departments to gauge their interest and comfort level. We looked at in detail, how do we make this a open, fair, and transparent process, and included, how do we get senior leadership buy-in as well too at every step of the way. We did bring forward a report to council for approval. We're very fortunate that our council is very supportive of this program. And then from there, we were very successful in securing funding grant to help us really scale this program. We were able to bring on 4 staff. We're able to now extend our partnership with private stakeholders, including developers, and looking at how to do some demonstration on their sites as well too. And we've now also expand this program with the City of Markham to look at how do we do cross-city joint process, because City of Markham is our neighbor. So is there opportunities for joint demonstration and joint testing as well too. So it is still a very new process that we've launched. We have some success to date, and I'm happy to share that there's very strong interest from the business community, from the innovators, and as well from cities as well too. So I encourage anybody that's interested in launching a similar living lab or test bed in your city to feel free to reach out to myself or any of my colleagues in the Smart City think tank, and we'll be happy to have the conversation with you.